What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Loami Richardson. Again, we are in chapter 9 entitled Dead and Gone. We're coming to the end of my book, you guys, and this is one of the most pivotal chapters in this book because I talk a little bit about the old me, dead and gone, man. There was one of the top hit songs by T.I., and Justin Timberlake. And Justin Timberlake sang that hook, and he used to say, man, the old me is dead and gone. And I could relate to that song so much in my experience as I was entering to my adulthood that I thought to myself, you know what? Who I was doesn't determine who I will be. You know what I'm saying? Who I am today will determine who I will be, right? Who I was, it's not greater than who I am and who I will be. Come on, man. And so this chapter, Dead and Gone, is one of the most pivotal chapters throughout the book because as I experienced the heartbreak, right? 808 and heartbreaks in chapter 9, it led me to understand, you know what? My past pain, my past experience will not determine who I will be moving forward. And so that's what we're going to discuss, right? We're going to highlight some main principles and then jump in right into the questions. So some of the things that I want you to understand in this chapter: there is someone greater than you who is looking out for you. At the end of the day, man, I was trying to lay out the principles, and hopefully you come to the conclusion as to who you find your identity in and who you find your identity with, right? But at the end of the day, there's someone greater than you who's looking out for you. There's a God up in heaven, man. He's looking out for you guys. And at the end of the day, you are never alone. But the reason why we don't allow the old man to die, check this out, or why we don't see the people who are by our side is because of pride. I didn't allow to own up to the mistakes. I tried to make excuses for everything that happened in my life and blame it on everybody else. And I just chanced up everything to circumstances, or just, oh, that was circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it just happens. Coincidence, right? Is what I used to tell people. But I never wanted to admit that I was a problem. I never wanted to admit that my life was messed up. And because of that reason is why I never was able to really look at the people who was looking out for me. I couldn't really understand that there was somebody greater than me that was really looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's because pride got into the way of allowing me to see the people that the man upstairs, blessed in my life to help me and guide me throughout the dumb decisions that I made, through all the mistakes that I made, through all the heartbreaks that I was experiencing. God was there, y'all. Like, I can't even front. I try not to be super spiritual or religious, but at the end of the day, if you understood my life, I can only conclude that there was somebody greater than me that was looking out for me. And at the end of the day, I was never alone in my experience. Though I felt alone, I was never alone in my experience. And because I did not want my old self to die, because at the end of the day, I did not want to give up, right, the partying and the flashiness and all of those things that I gravitated to because I found my identity and worth in, it blinded me from really seeing that, God has something greater for me. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this video, if you read my book, I can understand. I'm telling you right now, don't let pride get in the way of the new chapter that God wants to create for you. Come on, man. I'm being real with y'all. Like, don't let your pride, your arrogance remove the new, take you away from the new chapter that God wants to create in your life, right? You can start fresh today, man. You don't have to be determined by your past mistakes, y'all. Like, yeah, you was young, dumb, and you didn't care about life, but that doesn't have to be you today. Who you are today does not will determine who you will be, but who you were does not determine who you can be today, man. So at the end of the day, I am is greater than I was, man. That's the reason why I named the book the way I named it. I am is greater than who I was, because who I am today will determine who I will be. So at the end of the day, don't let pride get in the way from starting off this new chapter in your life, man. I'm being real with y'all, man. Like, at the end of the day, you have to understand that there's somebody out there looking out for you who wants to see you succeed, who wants nothing but good to happen in your life. You can start fresh today. That's what this chapter is highlighting. So here's some questions I want you to ask, all right? Have you experienced a new start in your life? If not, what is hindering you from starting a new life and dying to the old you? Like, at the end of the day, what's hindering you from saying, you know what? I'm tired of partying. I'm tired of my disappointments. I'm tired of heartbreak. I'm going to start afresh. I'm going to start a new chapter in my life. What's stopping you from doing that? Write that answer down, right? How does pride, right? The second question I want to ask you, how does pride get in the way from taking the step needed to leave the old life behind and start a new chapter in your life, right? How does the ego that we possess allow us from hindering ourselves from entering a new experience, right? Explain that answer to me. Why are you letting pride and arrogance, right, get in the way from taking the step needed in order for you to live a new life, right? Here's a third question. Has there been someone in your life that has helped guide you towards the path you needed to go? For me, it was my mother. She was a guiding light in my life that helped me through life's difficulties, that helped me to always see the big picture, even when I was so narrow minded and only saw short term, right? If so, who is that person? And if not, can you identify people in your circle who have been positive influences in your life? Because at the end of the day, they're there, guys. They're there. You may not appreciate them, you may not see them right now, but there are people in your life right now who's guiding you, right? Who wants to be a positive influence in your life, that wishes nothing but success for you. So who are those people? You got to acknowledge them right now if you truly want to be dead and gone to that old person and start a new chapter in your life, right? So what are the positive influences that you have made in your life to help you become the person you will be, right? You deciding right now, I am is going to determine who I will be. Who I was, does that determine who I am today? But who I am today will determine who I will be, right? Why is it hard to let go of the past and embrace the future? Why is it that we hold on to our past mistakes? Why do we look at in the past and think, man, life was easier, when in reality, we have been created for something greater? Those are the questions I want to ask you today. Be truthful. I want you to start your new chapter in your life right now. Like, don't worry about what you did yesterday. Worry about what you can become today and what you will be in the future. That's my message I want to leave to you. I will see you in chapter 10, our last video, as we conclude, If They Can Only See Me Now. See you in the next video.